Hi guys!
Hello!
I'm Troy.
And I'm Chase.
And this is RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, Episode 4! I
can't believe we're already on 4.
I know. Oh my god, this episode, my anxiety was like literally through the roof. It was so stressful. I counted, there's 3 arguments.
Yes.
And then the lip sync, which we won't talk about right now, but...
Not counting the tension between Charlie and Cynthia, too. At the
oh
beginning.
my god, yeah. The whole episode is just...
It was a very tense, stressful episode, which is good, but like, I was not prepared for it. I was thinking that we're in the era of politically correct queens going on to the show and being nice to each other until at least like episode 7. Oh man.
They're cutthroat already. And I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot.
No, this season, this season definitely is getting up there for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared after episodes 1 and 2, but the last 2 have been so well. Still kind of upset there wasn't a mini challenge, but we won't go there.
It's okay.
I was just upset.
We'll forgive it.
But this episode starts with Kimura's elimination. Farrah's really upset about it, which I kind of figured. They were sisters. And Aja just still was going off on Valentina.
Yes.
Like, oh my god, please shut up. Like, okay, we get it, like you're jealous of her, but like you don't have to honestly, if I was Aja, of course I'd be jealous of Valentina. Like, look at her. But like, I wouldn't say it out loud because that would give me the edit that I'm jealous of her. I'd just keep my little mouth shut.
You would want to give them the ammunition to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let them edit me bad.
I completely understand. I'm sure, I feel like Aja was in she's, after being in the bottom 2 and being knocked down a lot of notches, she probably is feeling very vulnerable. Yeah.
Yeah. Just intense.
It was intense.
Oh, yeah, that was just the start of the episode already, just Aja going off again. So I knew we were in for a good time.
We were in for a shady, good old time.
So the episode's starting, and RuPaul comes in, and he tells the queens that this week's challenge is a news report. How neat.
At first I wasn't I was like, oh, okay, but the more I saw the challenge, the more I was like, yeah, I'm liking this challenge.
Yeah, in my head, I was thinking, okay, anything's better than that god-awful cheerleading challenge they just did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it out.
I will agree.
Please, God, do not be that bad. And, I mean, it reminded me of any other RuPaul challenge they had. Like, I wasn't upset by it.
It reminded me of the talk show challenge from season 6.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, I'm not personally a big fan of people that win the previous week or they win the mini challenge are automatically team leaders. Because I feel like that's just, if your team fails, it's automatically on you.
That was confusing. Normally you have a mini challenge and that decides that.
But like even a mini challenge, in my mind, I would if I was on Drag Race, I would try to bomb the mini challenge, and I would try to
I would not want to be a team
I would
leader.
not want to, because if your team failed, look what happened.
What happened.
Yeah, I would not. I don't understand the whole. I'd understand maybe winning $1,000 and picking the teams out and then the team leaders, or the teams get picked out and then you pick the team leaders.
Yeah.
Trying to show throw some shade at somebody. Mm-hmm. But no, I definitely don't understand why winning.
No, I mean, when Ru comes in and says you're the team leader and you're the team leader, everyone's like, oh yay, cool. But I feel like on the inside they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think wouldn't it be so cool if they did the bottom, how there's a bottom 3 every week, the 2 other people in the bottom, so Aja and Farrah would have been the team leaders, because you have to have something to prove. That
makes a lot of sense, actually. That's a really good idea.
Thank you. I should just call me up, Drag Race.
Why, Trinity's not, my favorite this season by any means, but I don't dislike her either.
No.
Why put all the pressure on Trinity, who just won the past challenge?
It's oh, you just won? Okay, well, here's the weight of your whole team.
Yeah, and we see what happened. Not even her winning last week helped her, or, gave her any form of credibility.
No, yeah. And I was shocked. There wasn't really much out of who was being picked for the teams, other than she picked Eureka, which I was kind of I get that like maybe the show's editing their rivalry a little too much.
Giving him a good old Coco, Alyssa.
Yeah, and maybe like in Trinity's eyes they don't really have that. But even so, like Eureka's so annoying. Like, are you not there in Untucked? Like, do you not hear Eureka? I'm sorry, like if you're a Eureka fan, but I just can't stand it. Last episode I last episode I was like getting better with Eureka, and then this episode just killed it again.
I don't have like a super big dislike for Eureka, but it is getting a bit, it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. It's starting to really, I guess, just not seem very tasteful. I
agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was a weird pick for me. And then after they were picking roles, and of course, Eureka was totally being awful to work with.
It was really hard to watch, actually. This is where the cringing started for the whole episode.
Yeah, this is where, because Nina Bonina is more, like my personal favorite, up there with Charlie and Valentina. And when I saw Eureka was paired up with Nina, I
was so scared.
I was so scared for Nina because I just know that like Charlie is Eureka. Also with Charlie though, but Eureka has to have it Eureka's way, or like Eureka tries to push it.
Yes.
And I just felt like Nina. Also, we never really got to see a lot of Nina's personality so far. So I feel like I was also scared because this is something where that's going to have to shine.
This is a personality challenge, yes, indeed.
And I'm so glad we got to see Nina's personality shine.
No, yeah, I was very concerned for them, but I'm glad we'll get to that. But yes.
Yeah. So basically, the challenge starts. We're not going to go into too much detail about what happened or who said what, but we're going to talk about the duos from each team, and we're going to start off with the first team,
which was Shay and Sasha.
Yeah, I think their team were they the Good Morning Bitches?
Yes.
Yes, Good Morning Bitches. And it was, the two anchors were Alexis and Farrah.
Yes.
Alexis totally outshined Farrah, but
Farrah looked the part.
And Farrah did a good job. It's just Alexis, I don't really like to say outshined, maybe out-talked. Maybe. Alexis definitely talked more, or at least they edited Alexis talking more.
It appears that Farrah seems to be a bit finicky when it comes to performing in challenges, I guess. She kind of has a similar issue to Layla last season where she buckles, I think, a little bit when there's all these big personalities going on, and it's really easy for her to get outshined sometimes, I think.
Mm-hmm. That might be an age thing, because I feel like either with your age, how like, I think Aja and Farrah are the same age. Yeah. You can at that young of an age, you either have such a big ego or you're so scared.
You buckle under the pressure, or you like.
Yeah, and I feel like we're seeing both sides.
No,
which is kind of cool.
Agree.
I mean, It's cool to see both sides.
But what'd you think of Shay and Sasha?
Definitely loved them together. Can they just be a news channel themselves?
Okay, I am so happy for both of these girls, especially Sasha, because she's like one of my favorites.
And Shay's personally, I like Sasha, but Shay's getting up there. Now that Charlie's, I can just push Shay on into my top 3.
I feel like these two, so far in the last 3 episodes have been kind of in the middle of the pack, and now we're finally starting to see them, turn the corner and separate from they're getting ahead now.
Well, Shay's been doing pretty good, but she's never been top.
She's never gotten the credibility she deserves.
Yeah, I mean she was in the top 3 second episode.
Yes, I believe
so. But this definitely was a big shining moment for
maybe
both
more
of them.
so Sasha, because Sasha's been safe. It's good to see her finally getting a little farther ahead. Yeah. Because I'm rooting for you, Sasha.
I'm rooting for you. That was the other one, and then there was Valentina and Aja.
I will say it wasn't as big of a disaster as I thought it was going to be, the way they set us up to believe. But it was not very good.
I personally, I didn't care for either look. I liked Valentina's better than Aja's.
Okay.
But I did appreciate Aja taking that harsh black eyeliner. Still wasn't too well in the challenge. But I appreciate that she was trying to change her makeup up.
See that you're trying.
If that group was up for elimination, those two would definitely be bottom two.
I would have to agree, and I feel like they would have talked about Farrah being like, fading into the background, but I don't think they would have put her in the bottom.
No.
Yeah.
But overall, that group did really well. They showed that group first, so I was like, oh, cool. That means like this is gonna go okay, because that group did okay.
Yeah.
The second group bombed. I'm talking like, was there any really good one?
I mean, Eureka and Nina, they were good. I will say they were good. I thought that they did good.
Nina definitely did better. That's not even personal. I just feel like Nina did better than.
Talk about that. I know it's not like the big topic of discussion, but I feel like we got to see a good portrayal of Nina's personality there. It really was nice.
I loved. I actually laughed. I don't really laugh at these kind of things. I'm entertained, but I don't really laugh.
And You're too worried about what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I remember like Nina said something. I don't remember what she said, but I remember just going, ha. So like I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And pushing those two out of the way, let's get to the other two groups. The anchors were
Trinity and Peppermint.
Trinity and Peppermint. Personally, Trinity did better than Peppermint in my eyes.
Oh, I would have
really?
Yeah, I think that Peppermint's like very vulnerably relatable personality kind of lifted her up there.
I do agree with Peppermint was more of a she had the attitude more.
She just seemed more enjoyable to listen to. I felt very fronted by Trinity's whatever she's trying to do. And I know it's not much of a look challenge, but I didn't really care for her
Trinity's look.
Anchor look. I liked the wig. I just didn't know. It didn't really seem like
it looked
she
like
went very...
boy Trinity in
a
wig.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like with Trinity, I just feel like maybe for me it was more delivery of the lines. And Peppermint stumbled a few times.
No, I think that Peppermint stumbled on her lines more.
And I was thinking, you guys know how like those viral things on Facebook, like news fails? I feel like looking at that, you would see more of what Peppermint did in the news fails than Trinity just being standoffish.
I'd agree. And it might just be because Peppermint's personality is so good, that it's just,
And we didn't talk about this, but before the challenge, Charlie and Cynthia Lee Fontaine were paired up, and Charlie's in my top 3 favorites, you guys. Like, I preach about that. I was so turned off by Charlie dictating how Cynthia, because Cynthia Lee Fontaine, say what you want about her, her comedy is how she speaks and how she doesn't really form sentences correctly.
Yes.
Like, that's what makes her so funny. And she knows that. She knows that's her humor, and that's why people, are, drawn into her.
Yeah.
And it just, I just didn't really feel like it was Charlie's place to direct it.
No, yeah.
I feel like Charlie, in a way, was trying to get Cynthia lower.
Maybe so. I feel like that's, Cynthia's biggest asset in the competition.
Yeah.
So it shows a lot about her strategy that she did not allow that to happen, because she knows that that's one of the biggest things that's keeping her in the competition is her cuckoolicious personality.
However, if I hear the word cuckoo one more time, I may or may not just go back in time, go on Drag Race, and just push her off the show.
Oh my god.
And just eliminate her myself. Because
it's getting repetitive, I will say. Yeah.
Last season it was funny. I remember laughing. This season it's just every other word out of her mouth is cuckoo.
That was my fear for her coming back. I did not want people to grow tired of her Cynthia-isms.
Miss Cuckoo Congeniality definitely got to her head. In my eyes, and that definitely lit this whole cuckoo. I hate saying it. I get so it's like the words. It's not even fun to say anymore. It's just But during this performance, I hate to say this, but she was outshining her.
I was
by
proud of her.
far.
Sorry, Troy has to answer his cell phone.
Sorry, no, I'm good. No, she was being outshined so bad.
I don't think that Cynthia did like fantastic.
But I feel like Cynthia did great, and Charlie next to her, you could tell that Charlie wasn't okay with this isn't how they rehearse. And oh my god.
We're just having phone issues.
It's the same person. Sorry, they're trying to get a hold of us. But no, I am just so mind-blown.
I think that was probably the most stressful part of the whole challenge for me.
Because I went into this more afraid for Nina than I did Charlie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's news, like Charlie's
YouTube, like
Charlie's on YouTube.
Yeah.
You have to like talk and project and energy and
yes.
all.
And it was just
very flat.
I completely see where the judges or whoever said the dead behind the eyes thing. Because I felt like Charlie was totally absent this whole episode.
Totally dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after watching this group, we knew out of the two groups who was going to be up for elimination.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. Yeah.
But before we get there, time for the runways.
We're going to talk about that runway that they montaged.
Oh my god, wait, we almost forgot the fights. Ah!
What fights?
The fights.
Like all the fights?
Yeah.
Okay, talk about the fights.
So, okay, I know there was 3. We already talked about Aja,
Sasha, Eureka.
And who else was there?
We need to talk about Sasha.
Yeah, but there's 3 of them.
And then there was Trinity and Eureka at the end.
Yes.
But we'll talk about that when we get to the runway. Yeah.
Okay, so they're getting ready for the runway, and they're all talking about issues, previous issues, and then Valentina's like, guys, can I talk to you about something that I've been struggling with? And Eureka mentioned eating.
Yes.
And Sasha was so upset, which I personally agree. You never know, like, what's going to trigger somebody, so you need to watch out what you say, especially touchy subjects like your weight. But Sasha announced that she was previously struggling with an eating disorder, she didn't really mention that she was struggling with it.
But she has in the past.
She's in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she was just, I agreed. I was totally Team Sasha here. And she just let Eureka know, like, that's not okay. And Eureka went into defense mode so hard.
I think that's the biggest issue I had, because even though I still agree with more of Sasha's point of view, I felt like she was offering more understanding and willingness to be constructive than Eureka was.
Yeah, and Eureka totally showed her immature side here.
And I feel like if you're going to be the type of person that would be willing to joke about something that's going to be very insensitive to a lot of people, you're going to at least need to have the humbleness to apologize, you know? Or like try to understand that you've offended people, you know?
No, I agree completely.
Yeah.
And Sasha even went over to apologize to Eureka if it came off as an attack, and Eureka was like, oh, well, I'm sorry if you're sorry.
I'm sorry that you. It was like a kind of a backhanded apology.
It was like the most backhanded apology I've ever seen in my life. And Sasha, I like how Sasha, like, she looked around and she was like, that doesn't really sound like an apology.
Yeah.
I was totally turned off on Eureka and how Eureka handled things. It's totally, I didn't like it. And I feel like there was another spat.
There's between those two?
Like in the...
It did not end
before
well.
No, not between...
We didn't talk... Well, you talked at the beginning about Aja and Valentina, but you didn't talk about them resolving it. They resolved it.
That wasn't the third fight.
The third fight was Trinity and Eureka on the runway.
If there's a third fight in the workroom, I'm so sorry. I'm blanking. I counted 3. Maybe there was only 3 counting Trinity and Eureka.
I think that's what it was. I believe so.
Okay, there wasn't like a...
The fourth one was Charlie and Cynthia.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, what was your point? I just went mind blank.
Basically, real quick, also what happened, Aja and Valentina made up, and it was super sweet, super happy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much got out of it that Aja's not okay with Valentina doing so well. And personally, I like... Aja was my favorite going into this, and I still like Aja.
I think I'm glad that her character is being revived a little bit, especially with that apology. It was nice. Yes.
So anyways, now on to the runways, which I sent Chase all the pictures. Like he said, it was montage.
It was montaged.
That's the word.
To hell.
So we didn't get to see like anything. So we had to save them so where we could at least, because the whole time we'd be like, I don't remember it, but I bet it was good.
Yeah. So we're gonna look at them.
Yeah, I was like, nope. We're just gonna talk about them through your phone. And this isn't in the order that it appeared, but we're gonna start off with Charlie's look. And personally, I loved it.
I liked it. Those heels were actually, they were high, and the puff on the heel.
Props to her. Those heels were so... She probably gained like 6, 7, 8 inches in height from that.
Tall.
I know. I couldn't imagine actually seeing her. But I loved it.
I liked it. I liked it too.
I thought seeing this, maybe this would save her from the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought it was very good. More so than a few of the other people on the bottom.
Yeah, I agree. Next one we're going to be talking about, which was probably my personal favorite of the night, Sasha Velour, who was Pearl mixed with Max, mixed with everything else I love.
This is the Sasha that I have been waiting for. I don't think people are going to talk about this because it was montage, but like I am so living for this, and I want to see more of this Sasha.
I know. I love the little pasties thing.
I like the pasties. I love
those.
And I love the candlestick. Like that's like a paying like tribute to a past like era of nightgowns and nighty wear and stuff like that. You know?
It's just like it gave me Pearl vibes, and I love Pearl, so like that just like it made me happy inside.
You know what it reminded me of? The girl from Crimson Peak.
Ooh,
yeah,
neat. But definitely deserved the win that I just spoiled.
Yes.
Next, we're going to be talking about Aja. Okay, thank you, Aja, for changing your makeup. She looks so pretty. I mean, it still could like be a little bit better, but like I couldn't do anything like that. No, she looks so good.
I like it as well.
This is the first runway look from Aja that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Every other one, I feel like her makeup just took over, and that's all you could look at. This, like, her makeup was so
I liked
nice.
her New York look, but it wasn't anything to toot your horn about, you know.
The makeup took over that look for me.
Yeah, okay.
This definitely, I mean, the wig, I wasn't the biggest fan of this wig, but, no, I definitely enjoyed this. And it made me happy that she changed her makeup. Next up is Eureka!
When I saw Eureka while she was arguing with Sasha in the workroom, putting on her makeup, I was very impressed. I loved the way it looked, and I am saddened by this because, I mean, the outfit obviously isn't that impressive, and I thought the makeup was going to be so good, and I was going to be impressed by her outfit. We're going to have a big girl that's doing a lingerie look that's fantastic, and I wanted to be like, you know, I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
I don't even know what to say without getting upset, so I'm just gonna skip this. There's so many better looks, is what I'm gonna say.
Also, I hope that she strays away from the pattern I'm seeing with her of using the bald head.
You're talking about the wigs, yeah.
I don't mind
loaves. I mean, this one at least wasn't a full loaf, but like it started out as...
I don't mind them, but I want to see some more versatility.
Yeah, and not the, dear God, not the wig she wore entering the workroom the first time ever. Throw that one out. That one was awful, oh my God. Next up, we're going to be talking about who had my least favorite outfit.
Same.
By far, was Peppermint.
I love Peppermint, and she did good last week, and I was very impressed. And this week, I was very let down.
What was that weird, like the weird, like black line?
It's like a a seam in her bloomers, or her
So that's not meant to be seen. It's not meant to be like underwear. Oh, okay, I thought maybe like she had a thong on and was like, "Hey, look my thong."
I'm pretty sure no. Yeah.
I kind of like let's go with that story because that makes this look a little better. No, it's totally cheap. Reminds me of something that you could just buy at Party City. For $20.
Speaking of that, I'll just wait for you to get to her.
He's gonna talk about. I know who you're gonna talk about. Next up is
Shay.
Shay.
I am growing more fond of Shay. I will say, rhymes. Her eye makeup, it was very pretty this whole entire episode. Just very symmetrical, and the way she did her inner eye with the lighter shade was very, very nice. It complemented her face nicely.
No, definitely. Like I said with Sasha, definitely deserved the win.
Mm-hmm.
They both look so pretty. This episode changed my front runners.
Yeah, I think this definitely changed the game up.
Yeah, I could definitely see like now getting into it and getting into more of the acting challenges, which is like what they usually do.
Yeah.
I could definitely see Shay and Sasha going far.
Yeah, I'm relieved because I'm liking them a lot. So.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we're going to be talking about, looking at this, I totally forgot this even happened. Alexis Michelle. I kind of like it though.
I do too.
I don't remember.
You might disagree with me, but I could have done with a little bit less or a little bit more as far as the drapery goes. I would
I'm not getting
like
really 90s out of that.
Yeah, I would like to have maybe seen it toned down to the point of it not being a neutral color, or toned up to the point of it being so red and like in your face. You know, it just kind of blended well.
Like this look is definitely a safe look.
Yeah,
like
it was
Alexis
good.
wasn't planning on winning this challenge. I can tell by this look.
And I love the midriff. I think it looks really good on her. Yeah.
Any like plus size girl that likes to show that off.
That rocks the midriff. You are the queen for me.
Oh my god. Just thicker girls are just so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the look. It was definitely a safe look, but
yeah. Moving on.
Now on to Chase's personal favorite, Cynthia Lee Cuckoo Fontaine.
Okay. I love if you ever watch this, Cynthia, you probably won't, but I love you. You're so positive and radiant. But I think it's apparent that Cynthia's runways at this point are not her strength.
That is not, if you remember last season and you're seeing this season.
Yeah.
Her personality is definitely
it's
what's
her biggest
getting
asset, yes.
Which is perfectly fine.
Do you. Not everyone's meant to like strut like a peacock all the time.
Yeah, we're here to talk about the runways, and I will say it wasn't my least favorite. Peppermint had her beat in that department by a long shot. Was it 90s? No. Was it some kind of gothic Charlie's Angels, like weird?
There were aspects of the outfit that I did not mind. But overall, it just felt kind of like a Halloween costume.
I love from the neck up. I love her face. I love the wig on her. I love the white wig on her.
No, I liked it too. I just think the wings kind of ruined it, you know.
The wings definitely made it so tacky. If you're gonna have wings, go all out. Have big Courtney Act wings. Yeah. That's kind of like stripper wings.
They're gonna have to be well constructed.
Yeah. Next up, we're gonna be talking about Trinity Taylor, who I thought had a pretty good look. I enjoyed it.
It's fine. I think it's a nice contrast because a lot of these girls came out with draping stuff, which I liked, but like it was nice to see someone without that.
I don't think many people really touch on this. I love when queens wear like wigs that move. I get so upset when these queens hairspray their wigs so much that it's so stiff. Mm-hmm. And I just enjoyed seeing it like just flow around everywhere.
I think she had about 3 wigs on, to be honest with you.
Props to you, Mama, because I enjoy that. It makes...
It was nice. It makes the lip sync way better. Or it made
honestly,
the lip sync, yeah.
It makes the lip sync so much better when your hair actually moves.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciated that. The outfit was, I enjoyed it. Like, I don't know.
It was good. It was good.
Definitely better than Peppermint's.
Yes.
Next up, we're going to be talking about Valentina.
I will say that I really enjoyed this. It was very seductive, very, fiery. The red was a nice tone to pick. Yes.
Yes. Now, okay, I did like the makeup. I liked the hair. I liked everything from, like, the stomach up. Don't hate me, and don't hate me, watchers. But I'm not a fan that, this might be how it's supposed to look, but, like, in my eyes, I don't like how, like, the bottom half of her is a different shade than the top half of her.
Okay.
It goes from, like, a dull grayish brown to, like, a mocha color. But I don't know. It's, like, that's, like, so nitpicky, I know, but, like, Valentina's like really high up there for me, so I'm being so critical on her just because she's a front runner for me. So I wasn't a big fan.
I will honor your opinion, sir.
Don't butcher me in the comments. But yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, definitely better than peppermint. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it was okay. And then next up, who was so gorgeous. I mean, when is she not gorgeous?
I honestly, if I would have heard you're going to be doing a lingerie challenge, I would have immediately expected Farrah to like, okay, Farrah's going to do good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is her drag.
And she did so well. 90s, I see this more like a current.
It's more of a current, yes. Or 60s.
But if you're going to look like that, do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. It's honestly what I think Pheromone does best. The body challenge, body runway.
Farrah's definitely not lacking, other than last week. She will not lack in the runways.
No, I feel like whatever she has brought to will have to assemble herself. She's going to do good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Definitely, going off of looks, I would place this in my top 3 with Shay and Sasha.
Cool.
Yeah, I liked it that much. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about my homegirl, my everything, Nina Bonina Brown.
Was it? I don't. You know, I didn't mind it when it first came out, but the more I'm thinking about it, I don't see the theme that much. I'm noticing that she's using the breastplate as a staple for her, and that's fine.
She is overusing a huge. I feel like the boobs are definitely like a focus point.
Yeah.
The boobs and always like the face.
Mm-hmm.
So it is in a way getting predictable.
I'm scared for her, especially out of her realm of crazy over the top stuff. I'm scared that she's going to become predictable.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a fan of like doing you and whatever, but yeah, definitely for the competition, I would love to see the face and the boobs not be the center point. I would love to see this this awesome outfit coming out.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like I don't want Nina to change because I love what Nina does. So
I think that would be a valid challenge for her, is to have the focal point not be here.
Yeah, and definitely wearing this to bed, I feel like that wouldn't be as comfortable as what Nina's probably thinking.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't, if I was a girl, I wouldn't want my boobs just be like flopping all out. I don't like that now, and I don't have boobs. So like, I can't imagine like flop. I don't know. It doesn't seem comfortable for like a sleepy time.
Yeah, I'm glad she did really good in the challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really glad she did. This outfit, I feel like might have put her just, not because it's bad, just because it's not really the theme.
It's not a win.
Yes. And the makeup with it, I didn't really quite understand the makeup with it. But like, it's Nina Bonina. Like, who are we to understand? But yeah, it ended up, team Good Morning Bitches were safe, and then team
something about a reference to that.
Something like that. They were up for elimination.
Yes.
But before Good Morning Bitches were dismissed, Rue said that Shay and Sasha won the challenge. Woo! And their whole team was safe. And then up for elimination was practically everyone. Everyone was probably in the bottom, actually, in this group. So yeah, they went harder than I thought they were going to.
They did. They dismissed Cynthia, Eureka, and Nina immediately. I remember.
Oh, I'm talking about the critiques.
Oh.
Like, but yeah, during all like the critiquing.
Okay, they did go hard.
They went pretty hard. Before the critiques, I honestly can tell you, I did not see Trinity. I thought out of the two, Peppermint, out of the two like main ones, Peppermint I thought was going to be lip syncing.
I still thought that I liked Peppermint better in the challenge, and I still thought that she was gonna be.
Because that outfit was so.
And like Trinity just was like just slayed the shit out of everything last week, you know, like.
I know, which I still don't agree with. If you win the challenge, why are you put in such a hard...
You have to bomb, to be in the bottom next week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I don't think she necessarily bombed the house down,
She didn't, I mean, she wasn't like I don't remember her as much.
Yeah,
and that's not necessarily bad. Like, I remember Peppermint for the wrong reasons, Charlie for the wrong reasons.
I guess just because she was the team leader, but I really didn't feel that she was detrimental to her team.
She was not bottom two worthy.
Yeah.
So basically the critiques are over. Going from this, I could definitely start to see where maybe Trinity would be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But still, from the critiques, I would automatically think Peppermint and Charlie. And then the famous question was asked, which I kind of love when it's asked, because it throws out so much drama, and I cannot wait for Untucked tomorrow.
Oh God, me either. Can you imagine? Oh my God, it's gonna be so much.
Well, by the time this is out, you probably have seen Untucked. I can't wait. But basically, Rue asked, who do you think's going to go home? And let's just go down the line. Trinity said Charlie. Peppermint said Charlie.
Charlie said Peppermint.
Charlie said Peppermint.
And Eureka.
Eureka said Trinity.
Nina said Trinity.
Nina said Trinity.
Cynthia said
Peppermint. Because Peppermint was competition for her.
Yeah.
I was like, Cynthia.
Which was interesting. But at least she was honest.
Since she's competition to me, it's in her home. Not because she deserves it, but she kind of did deserve it. But not because she deserves it, just because I love Cynthia.
I admired that moment. It was honest. I mean, it's better than being like, well, she did bad, even though she did not do bad.
Yeah. But when Eureka said Trinity, I thought Trinity was just gonna go off on an Untucked. No, Trinity went off on stage in front of everybody. Okay, I will admit when I do something wrong, but don't you dare. And was going off on Eureka. And Eureka was like, well, that's just my honest opinion.
It was very stressful.
But I was kind of loving it.
No, I normally get really scared when queens that speak out like that on the stage because it's not so much professional all the time.
Yeah.
But no, I felt I was okay, yeah, I was happy that Trinity said something,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That was so fun to watch. So basically, they go back. The judges deliberate. Still at this point, thinking Peppermint and Charlie. And then they come back and win. So first, Rue dismissed Cynthia,
Eureka, and Nina immediately. She was okay, bye.
And I thought Rue was just gonna scare Trinity by when Rue's
yeah, that was
your performance was blah blah blah. So I thought Rue was gonna be like, you're safe. No, Rue said Trinity was in the bottom first, and I was kind of usually
Aja gasped. How they gasped for Aja last episode? We were like...
usually they put the worst one, Rue calls the worst one in the bottom first. And that way the last two remaining, it's who's it gonna be? Mm-hmm. Rue putting Trinity there kind of just sealed Charlie's fate for me. Because I was of course Charlie's gonna be in the bottom. There's no way.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I would have called Charlie first, and then that would have been more suspenseful.
Yeah.
That just kind of caught me off guard. What?
I know, it was very interesting, but yeah. Then obviously.
So Peppermint was safe.
Charlie was in the bottom.
Charlie's in the bottom.
Troy and I looked at each other, and
Chase looked at me and was like, "Well, we know how this is going to happen."
No shade to Charlie because
But we know Trinity.
I'm sure Trinity's this flip-tastic, she's gonna get everywhere, all over the stage.
But we were shocked by how...
We did not know how it was gonna go.
We knew how it was gonna go, and it's the TV was okay, Troy and Chase, you know how it's gonna go? Well, let's amp it up to even shock you with how it's gonna go. Charlie might as well have just laid down or just walked on out. I was angry.
I was embarrassed for her. I was sympathetic for her. I was angry at her.
This is a song. This is one of the songs that is a big. Usually the lip syncs are not so well known songs, or maybe well known songs decades ago.
They threw you a bone, giving you a good popularized
song. They give you
song.
a Britney Spears song, just act. Look at your outfit. Your outfit was so sexual. You could have played the sexual aspect.
You could have walked to the other side of the stage once.
She literally. I don't think she even took a step.
No, well, maybe. I don't even think there's excuses, but like maybe the heels. But I
would have took those off.
I know people shade girls for taking off their shoes, but I would have so much rather you taken the heels off and just walked around.
Because that could have been such a great lip sync, and I feel like that just killed.
It sucked a lot of the attention away from Trinity.
Which, yeah, we had to go back because the whole time we were cringing. Like, I couldn't look at the screen because I was so embarrassed for Charlie. So we went back and watched, and Trinity did so good. And I feel bad because that's going to be outshined by Charlie laying down and dying.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people consider that one of the worst lip syncs.
Charlie's definitely. Charlie has Mimi on first beat in the worst lip syncer. Charlie has Thorgy Thor against Chi Chi. Charlie has that beat.
I would have been totally fine, and I've been like, okay, Charlie, good job. You came to Drag Race and you did good. If she would have just walked around, just moved a little bit, do something.
Tried.
You know.
I don't even want to say age because it's not an age thing. Charlie automatically was like, I'm not a lip syncer, so I'm just gonna lay down and die.
Yeah, if you could walk down the runway, do your thing, I feel like you could have at least walked around.
Like, if you're a singer, like Charlie kept saying, I'm a singer, I'm not a lip syncer. Shouldn't you be better at this? Because, like, you know how to move your mouth, you know, like, how to pronounce, like, you know how to, like, move your mouth well. Shouldn't you be good at this?
I was so stressed.
Also, watching the second time back, we looked in the back, and I don't know if this is, like, if it was due to Eureka hurting her knee a couple episodes ago, or what, but Eureka was sitting down the whole lip sync.
She was.
Not even sitting down, but, like, legs wide open, like horror style sitting the whole lip sync. I was like,
have we seen a queen do that before? We probably have, but like I don't
think I've ever seen someone.
I've never seen someone just sit back there like, and she was like,
she was just so, I don't know. Also, throughout the lip sync, Cynthia Lee Fontaine was like, "Come on, Charlie," like trying to like tell Charlie to like, "Let's go," and Charlie did not listen. I was still expecting like a big boom at the end. Where Charlie like did a split or something, like totally like, no.
Like that was the strategy.
Yeah, and I love how even the editing didn't even try and make it seem like, oh, who's gonna go home? Like it even showed like Charlie being like, okay, I'm just waiting for Mama Rue to be like, Charlie, Sasha away. Like even Charlie said in the thing before the thing was over.
You probably couldn't hide that, you know.
They couldn't really edit anything.
I mean, they could have showed way more of Trinity and less of Charlie, but that's just, I don't know.
And going back to like the Chi Chi Thorgy, that was a bigger. Not only did I don't think Thorgy did too bad, but Chi Chi last season doing so well kind of destroyed her.
It's a lot about characterization.
Yeah, I feel like this Trinity destroyed Charlie so much more than Chi Chi did Thorgy,
it just
but
wasn't fun to watch.
It wasn't as fun to watch as Chi Chi and Thorgy because the other person was doing that bad.
It was just, I did not enjoy it. I applaud Trinity for doing as good as she did, but I just did not enjoy it.
If I was Trinity, I'd be too busy like, bitch, like what? Yeah, definitely lost some love for Charlie. There's so many queens who try so hard to get on the show and would do anything to stay. Aja did so well last week, and you're just gonna sit there to a Britney Spears song. Not just a Britney Spears song, but like one of like the biggest Britney Spears songs, and just whatever. Sorry, Charlie, but Charlie ended up leaving, which I thought I was gonna be more sad than I was.
I mean, it made me. Of course, I'm sad to see anyone go, but it made me a lot more content with the fact that someone had to go third, you know?
Yeah, and with next week being another like high up performance, because it's the musical number, which is my favorite episode. I love it more than I love Snatch Game. I just love musicals.
They're my favorites too.
And I'm glad that Charlie left before that, because I feel like that would have been just another Charlie, not really a flop, but not doing so well just because of. I feel like it's not even so much of age as just Charlie's attitude on it.
I feel like Charlie is almost, or is in this place where she feels like she's so familiar with who she is that she's not going to push her limits.
And I feel like Charlie doesn't really realize that there's been older queens make it. I mean, Chad Michaels won All-Stars. Like, the older queens, just because you're an older queen doesn't mean you're going to go home early. And in Charlie's head, it did. And I feel like that got in Charlie's head. And look what happens if you're in your head.
Yeah.
But that is basically this episode. It was so crazy.
Overall thoughts?
Probably my favorite episode so far, just because the drama.
No, this probably was a big turn. I feel like we're going to look back on this episode as the turn in the season.
And be like, that was when we started loving it. I liked last episode too, but this episode was totally.
It was really game changing.
Yes. So yeah, let us know your thoughts. How do you feel about the episode? How do you feel about the fights tonight? I want to hear about what you guys think. What team are you on? How do you feel about the lip sync? And yeah, I would love to read that. And until then, we're going to see you. Oh wait, I said that wrong. We're going to see you guys next week with episode 5, which is the musical number.
And I'm excited.
So excited. Also, leave down below. Do you guys miss the green screen background? Are you guys happier with like a background like this? Was the green screen too like distracting? Just let us know. We're still trying to like get everything in order. But yeah, just let us know. And we love you.
Yes. And thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How you doing? Also, Wendy wasn't even there.
Wendy was not there. Wait, what has happened to Wendy?
I feel like maybe Wendy got the clue and was like, maybe I should do this.
Well, they're still announcing her for next week and everything. Like, she's still on her commercials.
I don't think they did.
They're like, next week, Wendy Williams hosts a new thing, and it's like, the queen has arrived. Oh, it's not me this time. She did the same thing last week. It's the same commercial. But she wasn't there.
Oh, it's the same commercial. I don't know.
It's pre-recorded.
We'll find out next week, I guess. But
Yes.
We love you guys so much. We'll see you next time, and bye.